Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into the fascinating local markdown storage architecture of Rowboat. So what is it? Well, it's an open source AI coworker that actually remembers your life. Look, if you use AI tools regularly, you know the friction, right? You're constantly having to explain who you are, what you're working on, who your colleagues are, over and over again. It's exhausting. Today we're looking at a system built from the ground up to solve that exact problem. But here's the kicker. It does it in a way that totally prioritizes your ownership of your own data. Here's our quick agenda for today. We're going to cover 1. Meeting your new AI coworker. 2. The Markdown Knowledge Graph. 3. Managing your local files. 4. Local versus cloud memory. And finally, number 5, the massive open source advantage. Let's get right into it. All right, section 1, meet your AI coworker. Let's start with a really striking number, 13,700. That is the number of GitHub stars Rowboat has racked up for a project that's been public for less than a year. I mean, to put that into perspective, that's the kind of massive traction you typically only see on long-running, deeply established infrastructure projects, not on brand new entrants. It absolutely proves this isn't just some small weekend hobby project. This tool is striking a major chord with developers and power users for sure. So, to define it simply, Rowboat is an open-source AI coworker built on a live knowledge graph derived from your emails, calendars, and meeting notes. It essentially processes your existing work surfaces to give your AI true situational awareness, all without locking your data away in the cloud. It's got these great native integrations with Gmail and Google Calendar. It pulls in your threads, ingests meeting transcripts, and turns the whole shebang into structured entries. And it updates live. As new context rolls in, your contact entries stay totally current. No manual refiling required. So when you actually go to ask a question, the assistant queries this graph for context, meaning it responds with real awareness instead of just starting from zero every single time. Oh, and with optional DeepGram and 11 Labs integrations, you can even use it entirely hands-free with voice input and output, which is just super cool. Moving on to section 2, the Markdown Knowledge Graph. Let's look a bit under the hood. The pipeline here is pretty brilliant. Step 1, it integrates directly with your Gmail and calendar. Step 2, it extracts entities as nodes. And step 3, it creates relationships as edges. The system is just continuously processing the entities it sees in your communications. Every time you have a meeting or send a quick email, Rowboat is quietly working away in the background, pulling out the key players and the critical connections between them. Now here's the absolutely crucial point. This advanced graph, it's not locked inside some complex proprietary database. It's all just plain markdown files. Every single topic, contact, and conversation is stored locally as plain text right there on your own machine. This focus on plain text is literally the foundational differentiator here. It's the core architectural choice that makes Rowboat so incredibly unique. To make this a bit more concrete, think about graph theory. You have nodes and edges, right? Translating that directly to your daily work life, a node is a person you met, a company you do business with, or maybe a specific project you're leading. An edge, on the other hand, is the relationship. It's the fact that you met with that person, that a company has an active deal, or that a project has an unresolved thread. This brilliant structure allows the AI to actually remember how everything in your professional life connects across all your different conversations. You can even visualize this graph right in the desktop app. You can literally see the nodes and just click on them to edit the relationships. All right, let's jump into section 3, managing your local files. Because of this local architecture, the workflow is incredibly actionable. You can inspect nodes with any text editor, version control the whole directory in Git, back it up to normal drives alongside your other work, grep the entire knowledge base, or manually prune sensitive or wrong entries. I mean, since everything lives as a simple markdown file in a directory you own, you manage your AI's memory using the exact same methods you use for any other file. Want to back it up? Just copy the folder to an external drive or your usual cloud backup service. Want to see exactly what the AI thinks it knows about a specific client? Just pop open that node in any standard text editor. If the AI makes a bad inference or captures sensitive info you don't want it holding onto, you just prune those entries by hand. You don't have to learn some custom data model or fight with a clunky web interface. You just edit a text file. Boom. Done. This brings us to section 4, local versus cloud memory. This is kind of the philosophical core of our explainer today. There's a really fundamental structural trade-off between cloud and local AI memory. Let's compare ChatGPT's memory with Rowboat's local memory head-to-head. ChatGPT's memory essentially acts as a server-side blob. It's managed by OpenAI, they refresh it, and importantly, it's revocable. They can change or pull it at any time. You can't truly inspect the raw data, you definitely can't version it, and you certainly can't take it with you if you ever cancel your subscription. Rowboat's local memory, though, it's literally just a directory of plain markdown files sitting on your disk. It's owned by you, it's fully inspectable, and it's permanent. Now, the source material is quick to point out that this isn't some argument saying ChatGPT is bad. Not at all. It's just arguing that for an AI coworker, one that retains deep, personal context about your life and work, that memory architecture truly deserves to be open, local, and entirely yours. Actually, as the creators themselves point out, and I love this quote, the choice to store the knowledge graph as plain markdown files on the local disk is the load-bearing decision. And that really hits the nail on the head. The application layer is intentionally thin. That directory of markdown files, that is your absolute source of truth. And the Rowboat app is just one way to interact with it. This guarantees incredible long-term accessibility because the data isn't trapped in some proprietary format. A future researcher, or honestly just you, 5 years down the road, could run a totally different AI tool over these exact same files and just seamlessly pick up where you left off. It's a remarkably defensible architecture designed purely around user trust. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, the open source advantage. Check out this number, 96%. A staggering 96% of the Rowboat codebase is written in TypeScript. Now, you might be wondering, why does that actually matter? Well, it means the project is incredibly approachable for basically anyone who already writes web software. If you're a web dev and you want to jump in, fork the codebase, and tweak exactly how that knowledge graph is built, you can absolutely do that with practically zero friction. The open source perks don't stop there. The project uses the highly permissive Apache 2.0 license, which has already spawned over 1,400 community forks. That is huge, and there are absolutely no premium feature gates hiding the best stuff. It's truly bring your own model, meaning you can plug in any hosted provider using your own API key. Or if you want complete lockdown privacy, you can use a local model through Llama or LM Studio to keep everything entirely air-gapped and offline. On top of that, it supports Model Context Protocol, or MCP-compliant tools, letting you plug any MCP server right into the assistant. Oh, and for the tinkerers out there, if you have a home lab, you can bring up the entire stack via Docker Compose in about 5 minutes. Seriously, 5 minutes. As we wrap up this explainer on defensible local architectures, I want to leave you with a pretty provocative question. Who do you ultimately trust with your personal context? Think about it. When we rely on AI to act as a true coworker, reading our emails, summarizing our meetings, understanding our complex professional relationships, the data it generates is intensely personal and highly valuable. Do you want that context locked away in a proprietary cloud where it can be altered, hidden, or revoked? Or do you want it sitting safely on your own hard drive as plain, readable text completely under your control? It is a real game changer of a question and absolutely critical to consider as these tools become a permanent fixture in how we work. Thanks for exploring this with us.